Hey there, Enjoy Winter readers. I'm Scott Lacy with US Biathlon and the CrossCut Mountain Sports Center's elite biathlon team up in Bozeman. I hope you had a great off season. I certainly have, and needed it after a long season of racing and training, and the rest was needed. But with rest and the lack of training, it's time to ease slowly and smartly back into summer training. One of the things I'd really like to do with you today is show you one of the great products and product lines with Enjoy Winter and what you can do to ease back into summer training. We have the Abilica band series and workout tools. Everyone knows what a good ab roller looks like. This one's pretty high quality. I really like the padded handles. The wheels are nice and big and round. I've actually made a few homemade ones and this blows them out of the water. Of course, you got a nice workout mat. This is brand new, so it's gonna be really comfortable. I've used a lot of mats where it really doesn't make a difference if the mat's there or not. Many of you have probably done core on the ground. And I'm pretty excited to have this mat. It's nice and thick, pretty high quality. And a solid band set. These are 3 essential items you can do a lot with. I'm gonna show you a few of my favorite exercises to ease back into summer training and really get our base strength and stability back ingrained in our body. This band set comes in a nice travel set, and in particular, gives a few options. A classic foot or ankle or knee band, short, it is black, but it's not nearly as tight as some of the ultra hard, stiff ones you have. This is a good versatile one. And then some of the bigger ones. These can do a lot of exercises, including partner exercises and anything. I'm gonna show you how to do this anywhere. So whether you're in a gym, your backyard, or your own driveway, like I am now, still enjoying a little bit of at-home time. Let's get started. All right, if you've seen any of my other videos, I've gone through a lot of warm-ups and different variations on getting activated in order to do some strength without injury and just getting your body ready to do them properly. I recommend going back and seeing those now. For the ease of getting into these nice new products, I'm gonna get started. Classic Nordic fundamentals here. We're gonna go ahead and get into a deep squat. Not too deep right off the bat. Ankles are bent, fundamental athletic position here. Your core is engaged. Your shoulders aren't too tight, but they're also ready to be used. And we're just gonna go down and do a simple squat. One of the things I really think I work on a lot and is really beneficial is making sure your knees aren't going too far in front of your toes, but also that you're not off to one side. It's real easy to have a strong leg, but really make sure you're centered. If you have something like a line on the gym floor or concrete crack, one recommendation is to close your eyes, go into a squat and open them, and then see if you're off on one side if you have a mirror. But then of course, you gotta start strengthening. Get this band in a position that's comfortable, and then see if you can still squat and have your knees over your feet. Not in front, not too bad. Hips are still square. And then just do some really basic squatting. See if you can get a little bit deeper each time and really work on that stability throughout the legs and your core. Engaged and steady. It's a great warm-up. Then, gotta activate the glutes. Standing on one foot, there's the classic kick out. Make sure you're driving with your heel. You're not pointing and using a lot of hip flexor and quad. That's kind of training the wrong area. Or you can add a little variation of doing a half circle. Again, leading with the heel, not opening your hip too bad. Or maybe just doing the steps. These are some of my favorite exercises to do in the spring with a small band like this. It allows you to really work on stability and building the fundamentals back into everything. Eventually you can fly through some of these as a warm-up for some of your bigger weighted exercises. For this next exercise, you can use a pole or tree or the side of a truck or a doorknob even. But I'm gonna use this tree, so the angle's a little off here, but I'm gonna be up here because I do a lot of yard strength. I like coming at home. We spend a lot of time on the road traveling. It's kind of nice to do things at home or improvise if you have a job and you don't have time to get to the gym. This is time to start working our upper body. So I'm gonna do some lat and core. You take these bands. The big ones are awesome for wrapping around, just a simple loop. And then standing, you can pull to one side, making sure you're not then twisting, using your weight. That's kind of cheating. Standing in that athletic position again and kind of rotating. Really using that core. Or, to really use that lat, if you're a classic skier, we don't do a ton of classic in biathlon. You can anchor this up high. You can use the corner of a door if it's closed, things like that. You can kind of loop it around so it's the right angle. And then again, staying nice and stable. You're not rotating, you're working on that. You can execute some lat pulls. Down as if you're pulling. You can do slower and more controlled, working on stability and power. Or you can end up doing explosion if you want. Always make sure to even it out. You did those slower pulls again. Or some explosive movement. Again, making sure you're not using weight, gravity, or anything. It's really coming from a good athletic position and a good core. These bands are versatile, and these are some exercises. You can do any improvising you want. But again, it comes down to those fundamentals. In classic spring fashion here in Colorado, in the middle of filming this, it's snowing. But I wanted to go over another exercise to use the more powerful band here. This is actually one of my favorites of all time. I do this year round. I'm gonna use my truck. You can use a post or anything. And you're gonna anchor that band real well because you're gonna put your whole body weight into it. Put it right on your hip bones. Have a line or something that you can square up. Again, that good athletic position, your core is engaged. You're really thinking about using your body and protecting your spine. And then I like to just start warm and work my way into something. Really working on driving your hips forward, not just arching your back, but really maintaining a strong hip momentum so that if someone took this band away, you'd fall forward. Again, if you were skiing, you could be double pulling really well, and then this is where I work into the actual exercise. You can work into jumping as if you were double pulling. And then when you get out, all of a sudden, you're gonna go do a broad jump and you're flying forward. Your body's ready to go forward. Your whole energy and momentum. Or any variation. You could do classic thrusts. Always even it out. The camera just blew over there, so I'm gonna hustle. Or you can do skate hops. This is what I end up doing a lot of. I work on that hip thrust, and then I work my way into really driving my hips forward, and then you can even turn it into a leg exercise. Really get low, load your legs, and drive your body forward. You need a really solid anchor. That's one of my favorite exercises. I do it all year. Great band, really strong. All right, I'm gonna go to the mat now. I'm really excited to use this mat. I've used way too many pretty lame mats in the gym, and this one's pretty amazing. Everyone knows that you can pretty much do anything you want on a mat. It can be stretching, it can be some yoga even. It can be your classic core routine. For me in general, I'll do a lot of things on a mat. I can do that lat pull, being on my knees if I don't have something so high and really coming down. You could even do it with two hands as a double pull imitation. Or you could do core. Everyone knows core routines, so I'm gonna skip that. But I am gonna jump into some core with this ab roller. I personally really like ab rollers from my knees until you build up the strength that you can do it from your feet. But having a true engagement of the core, you're not arching your back. You can find a comfortable position on your knees. Maybe you need to double the mat, which is a great use of this mat. And then using this to go forward, you don't have to use your arms at first. Ab rolling is a great way to injure yourself as well, but with right technique and building up the right way, you can get really, really strong. Just going out and coming back up. Maybe you're not ready to go all the way out with your arms. You can just go to here and coming back. Again, you're always engaged. You're never letting your back go into a cow position. You're always a little bit cat, really pushing that belly button into your spine, engaging your inner deep abs. If you can and you're strong enough, you can do a full ab roller. Again, I'm not ready. It's the beginning of the season. I'm going to ease into it. One of my favorite variations is going out with your arms. Make sure I'm in frame. Going out with your arms here and then doing a push-up. Really focusing on balancing, using a little bit more than just your abs, and then coming back. You can even go farther out and come down. All sorts of variations. One thing I'd really like to show, because it does take a lot of power, is a way that you don't even have to build up to that first. You can make a simple ramp. I'm going to use a piece of scrap wood and this makes it even easier. So if you're really enjoyed the off season and it was pretty successful and taking a break from training, maybe you don't need to go all the way to your knees straight out again. You can just work into it. Make sure it's nice and stable. And really just help yourself do this properly. Really engaging, not letting yourself bow. You can tear, you can give yourself a hernia really easily. But again, really quality instrument to really get strong. Tons of variations. You can go out, do a push-up. You can get strong, then go to your feet and use a ramp. A little longer one, I guess, as you extend your body. Great mat, great ab roller. Number of exercises. Classic core, you can do sit-ups, bicycles, back exercises, strengthen your back, swimmers. I'm really excited to use this mat. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're gonna kick off a great dryland training season. Thanks for watching. It's snowing again, so I'm gonna head in. But again, this is the Abilica set of bands, the ab roller, a great training mat. It comes with a bunch of different weights. These are my favorite exercises for easing into the season and really getting that base strength down and getting the stability in that athletic position again. There's all sorts of warm-ups in the previous video series. You can see them on Enjoy Winter's YouTube page or my own. And a bunch of other band exercises will come throughout the summer. Thanks again. Hopefully it's sunnier where you are.